Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Uncle Doug's down on the bottom, and I'm here at the top. You are unmuted if you want to say hi, because I cannot hear you yet. I don't think your mic's working. So maybe once Uncle Doug gets his mic working, then he'll say hi. But we'll in the meantime show you some of the things that we're going to go over today, and then we'll show you guys the big loot giveaway for the end of the live, and then we do have some trivias to go in between the designs for today. So I'm gonna pop this to my view for now while Uncle Doug gets his mic figured out. So very excited for this. I wanted to do kind of something that was around the lines of like sea, oceany, but still like foresty and green. And then I did add this in the queue, I think the day after I made these other designs. Because I want to give you at least 4 designs every week. Let's see if Uncle Doug got his mic working here. I'll bring him back up.
Is that
Is your mic?
working now?
Yes, hello.
Yay!
Now Uncle Doug can say hi. And
Now I
everybody
can do
can hear him.
trivias.
Yes, good thing. So now that Uncle Doug's back, we're going to show the big loot giveaway for today. Kind of move some stuff around here. I don't know if it'll fit in the one view, so I'm gonna make this full view for a second, take away Uncle Doug and I, because I can't really move my iPad from where it's at, but this is the big loot giveaway. Got some leather in there. That's enough for a bracelet. It already has an eyelet and your end rings. So all you have to do is like clasp that and put some charms on it. Some filigree, some solid brass. There's some pewter that's plated in there. There's a moth that's missing a black resin jewel. So you just put some resin in with a little bit of black paint and you'll finish that out. But it's really, really, really good when you win this because it's free and all you have to do is love react to the live demo for a chance to win. We do our spinning wheel at the end of the live, and then to claim the giveaway, if you do happen to win it, you must have an open order with us on vintageliveshop.com. So make sure you get your orders in. Usually we don't have people that don't order, so typically all of them go away, but in this case that somebody doesn't claim it, we'll just redo that one for the following week. All right, well, we're gonna hop Uncle Doug off and we'll bring him back on for trivia. Bye-bye. Okay, welcome. I see Connie in here, and I know during Gene and Ainsley's live, my Facebook comments were not coming in. So periodically, I'm going to have to um, refresh my page to see everybody's comments. So looks like I have Connie in here, and Peggy, Kathy, Lynn, Janet, Candy, Leslie, Jean, Peggy, Janet. I might have said Peggy twice. Chris, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm grabbing everybody. Thanks, Leslie. And I should be able to see some of the comments down here. I think we have Kat over on YouTube, is what I'm seeing so far. You guys know that you guys can buy everything on vintageliveshop.com, or you can purchase during the live today as well. Pop up Leslie's comment. She loves the designs for today. Kat over on YouTube also loves the designs today. Peggy, there's an echo. Is there still an echo? Because I don't have an echo over here on my side, but if that's echoey, let me know. And it might be only when Uncle Doug comes on, because I know that his room and his computer fan like to make it sound like it's echoey. We have Amanda over on YouTube. Hi, Amanda. So I do want to try and pop up as many YouTube comments as I can, so that way um they're being interacted with as well. And then you guys can see that people watch from both platforms, YouTube and Facebook. Okay, Janet said there's no echo, so that makes me feel a little bit better. I was a little worried there, Peggy. Okay, so to jump in here, let's start out with probably this one. I'm gonna start out with this baby here. And it's super simple, super easy in construction. We love that, especially when it's something as curated as this. And I know I've told you guys before that clustery things aren't really my thing. But Jean, she a couple weeks ago wanted me to try some clustery things. She helped me out with some of those clusters, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job on my own now because I think this cluster is super cute together. And let's bring up I'm gonna bring up the kit first here. It's a sampler. So it's got your focals and it's got your chain. So all you're going to need to add are your clasps, jump rings, and crimps. Otherwise, everything else does come with it. So I'll pop this over here. You will get some of this roped chain, which is the top chain that I used. It's brass based and silver plated. It's really beautiful. I'm gonna zoom in here too, so that way you guys can get it. Ah! Oh, but it's still zooming and I'm not touching it anymore. Okay. There we go. Because I can't really move my iPad around too much. So I'm gonna try and do what I can with what I can here. But it's got this really cool roped texture. Love that. The autofocus isn't doing too great either. They do not come with the crimps already attached. I just had one that was there. So you'll get a sampling of the rope chain for your top chain. And then you'll get a sampling of the coin chain, also brass based, silver plated. Everybody loves that coin chain. And then you'll also get a sampling of the chain that Ainsley featured in the, was it the loot that she featured this chain in? It might have been, but this is also, I believe this one's brass based. Don't count me on that one. This one might be steel, but it is silver plated. It's got that really cool, let me zoom in here a little bit more. It's got like a double rope action going on. So there's several links that are intertwined into the other links. And it's nice and fine chain. So we have that, which is going to be your chain that's used down here, your coin chains, your separating chain, and then you have your rope chain at the top. So you'll get sampling of each coin, the fine rope, and the other rope chain. I'll pop up that Carter here in a second. Thanks, Jean. So our necklace sampler is going to be cart 100, 10 pieces for $29. Hi, Sherry. Sherry just popped in as well. Peggy. Corian, that was one heck of an awesome loot. So I do want to let everybody know that our monthly loot subscription, if maybe Jean wants to pop that, is Jean, she might be at her appointment still. Um, loot. That's what I was talking about. I'll pop it up here because I do have the website popped up. So I'm gonna pop in this link for the loot. It's $100 a month. You're getting over $300 worth of jewelry for $100 a month, and you get a class on how to put things together, so on and so forth. It is literally, I'm not kidding, our best deal that you can get consistently. It's an even better deal than the vintage stash. So you might as well get signed up. You're going to get a whole lot of product, a whole lot of goodies. And I just picked out the vintage stash shipment stuff. So all of the stashes, the loots, and your orders from today and tomorrow hopefully will all be shipping Friday. So do know that your stashes will be shipping with this stuff, and I do have that stuff pulled. I'm very excited for this next stash. The stuff is amazing. So do get signed up for those subscriptions. You get, the stash, you get cash back on all purchases. You get your live classes, your rewards, so on and so forth. It's just a great deal. And then the loot is just an amazing deal. I don't even have to say anything more about the loot. But for this kit here, or this sampler, because I do like to put sampler versus kit so you guys know like kind of what is coming all together with everything that you need to make something, or if it's coming with just the focals. And then I need to grab this heart and this piece, and both of your crystals for this necklace are also coming in the pack. So I'm saying like literally everything that you need to make this, other than the jump rings and your clasp and crimps, they're going to be coming in this little sampler here. Let's see. Oh, and I also need the flower. Okay. So there's quite a few pieces that are used in here, and I do have bulk packs of everything as well if you wanted to buy the bulk pack instead of the sampler there. Um, Jean said she loved this last loot too. You guys need to sign up for it if you are not. Um, but let's get some of these bulk packs popped up and then we'll get into construction here. The construction's super easy. So Uncle Doug better be on his toes over there because it's not going to be very long before we're going to hop right into a trivia. So let me take this sampler off the screen and we'll dive into some of our bulk packs here. So cart 100 for the sampler. You're going to get all of your focals, all of your chain. Just add your jump rings, clasp, and crimps. And your crimps will be used. You will need crimps for this chain. Everything else you can put a jump ring through. All right, so let's get into some of our bulk packs here. I'm going to pop up this solid brass heart first. This is cart 101. It's a solid brass, double-sided puff charm. You guys know what I love doing with puff charms. You can see the seam right here where my nails stick in. And this next heart is also a puff heart, which I love. But if you take a bead all here, if you don't want the puff charm and you want to split this into two, can take your bead awl and stick it right into that seam. Just be careful because you might have to kind of work it open a little bit. And you don't want to like poke your finger with the bead awl. I've done that how many times? You can see that it's splitting open there. I don't want to split it too much, but so I can put it back together. But you split this and then your loop up here will split and it turns it into two pieces, and you can hammer it flat if you want. But puff charms are really great for things like that. So in this cart 101 pack for the solid brass smooth heart, you're going to get 12 pieces for $20, which if you think about it, it can really be 24 pieces for $20 if you split these in half. So that's a steal of a deal. We're going to go to our next heart. This will be cart 102. And then while we're going through construction, if you guys need cart numbers, let me know and I will pop them back up. This is a steel-based puff heart and it is copper coated. You can see that seam there still. So same thing. You can take your bead awl and you can pop it in there, pull your seam apart. I don't want to do it too much on this one either because I don't want to pop the whole thing. Just so you know, you could get a bead all in there, pop it apart. That'll split your loop, and you can do the same thing. You can hammer it or leave it as is. You could flip it. You could fill the back with resin so it's still double-sided type action. But this is, once again, steel-based, copper-coated, cart 102, 8 pieces for $20. And then we'll get into our flower next. This flower is not plated, it is steel, but it's gorgeous. And this bezel here on the inside can be used for, I don't think this one fit. Yeah, that's right. That's why I didn't use this one, is this cab was just a little too big for that. You could, if you wanted to, maybe wrap it in there. You could rivet, put a rivet hole there, put an F20 down, and then wrap that in, whatever you want to do. But these crystals here do fit right there, and you could swap them too if you want the bigger pink crystal in the center instead of the more like deep pink. You can do that as well, and then flip this crystal up here onto this solid brass piece if you wanted to switch it up just a little bit, which I almost like that a little bit better. But it's super cute. But that bezel is great for gluing things in, or you can add a little bit of paint and resin in there. And then these petals have divots as well, so you could do resin and stuff in there too. You can get 12 pieces for $20. Cart 103 for the flower pack. And I think all of these bulk packs that I'm going through today, I think I had like a maximum of 6 packs that I could do, with allowing enough for the samplers and the kits and things. So make sure you grab them if you want them. I'm gonna pull these off over here a little bit. And we just did our flowers. So we're gonna go into our book pack next. Cart 104 for our book pack. 8 pieces for $20. It's super cute. It's super small. And you got this on one side. You got your loop on the top there. It's got a little bit of that paper texture in between. So we love to see that when we're looking at books. And then we have another design there on the back. Gorgeous. It is pewter based, and it is like an antique bronze plate. So we do really like the book. I think it's super cute and perfect for clustery, charmy necklaces. And it is a little weighted, so that's why I put it on this bottom part there. And then last but not least for this, we are going to be using this oval disc pack, 12 pieces for $20. It is solid brass, cart 105. Front and back both have that really cool design that goes around, that ribbed design, which can take paint really, really well. And then the center hole here, if I'm remembering correctly, it's 2.5 millimeters. And you can use that as a rivet hole, and you can do some layering and things. If you wanted to, you can maybe put an F20 there. You could still hang your jump ring from that point. Let's say maybe you wanted to wrap a Rivoli in there or something. So you'd wrap this and kind of rivet it on. Lots of different things that you can do with this piece, but I just took it and hammered it a little bit to make this tiny bit more flat so I could glue one of these flat backs on it. I think when we do it this time, I'm gonna flop the way that I glue these. So this one will go on here, and then this pink crystal will go in there. But those are all of the bulk packs that you'll need for this sampler. Otherwise, just get the sampler. It's a really, really great deal. And don't think of the samplers as like, this is what you have to make with it. If this wasn't here, ooh, I need my pink crystal though. If that wasn't there, just think of it as you're getting all of this for $29, which each of these chains I think retail for around $10 a foot minimum. Because they are plated, it is plated silver, and these chains are a little harder to get. Yes. Okay. I need to grab some glue here. Grab that from this side. You know what I didn't grab were my paint brushes, but that's okay because we're not painting yet. I'll grab those when we do our trivia. We're gonna need our bench block here for a sec. And a little hammer. So first matter of business, I'm just gonna hammer the center of this a little bit. It seems when they did the center hole that it like slightly, it puts a little bit of a dap there, and that's hard to glue things onto when it's got a dap. So just take that dap out a little bit. I'll move our finished necklace back over here so we know what we're working on. And add a little bit of Loctite. No, my lid might be Loctited down. Does that ever happen to you? Let me see if I can grab it with some pliers here. Ooh. Oh, I might have to go get my other Loctite too. Holy moly. This one's not easy to open. Okay, I'm gonna go get my other Loctite because I don't even think Superman could open that. You guys know once Loctite bonds and it bonds after 24 hours, it gets freaking strong. And while I'm back here, I'm just grabbing my brushes quick. But that's why I'm totally okay with using Loctite because it bonds, and when it bonds, it's not coming off. So, ooh, my other Loctite opened up just nicely. We love that. So I'll take the lid off my Loctite, and then I'll dip a silicone brush, the same silicone brush that I use when I'm doing any Loctite, and then I'll just kind of like paint it on a little bit. Make sure I have enough on there. I'll stick that brush off to the side so that Loctite can dry, and then you can peel that Loctite back off. And then grab some tweezers here. These are not my great tweezers, but I reserve those for my office. And we're gonna glue that on, press her down. So I'm putting this stone here instead of the pink stone. Remember, we're swapping this one for this one and vice versa. So we get that stone on, and you can hole punch before or after you get your stone on. Totally okay. We need to go directly on the other side of the hole, and we're going to make a punch there, and then we're going to make a punch right above for our top jump ring. So I'm going to come down here. I'm just going to kind of guesstimate a little bit where that's at. Oh, okay. Maybe wait to glue your crystal. It's not bonded yet, and the shock might zip it right off. Never mind. Guess I'll do my hole punches first. See, that shock even freaking broke my nail off. Wowzers. Okay. Go directly down from your center hole or up. I like to punch this way, and then I'll just flip my piece if I need it. Okay, so back to round 2 Loctite because Obviously, it had not been 24 hours for it to bond. So we're just gonna do another layer quick. And then we'll let it bond. Won't do any more hole punch in there. I know this still has Loctite on the bottom of it, so I don't want to get it on top of my crystal. Oh, that was a pretty good little lop there. Okay. Make sure we get that pressed down. Amazing. There we go. That's a start. I'm going to add some Loctite to this, but we're going to add a hole. So I ended up flipping it this way so I could add a jump ring and my charms down here, and then added a hole right above. I'm just going to follow my finger up to this one. I go down just a little bit, give myself a little bit of room so I don't go over anything, any sides I'm not supposed to. And then we're going to add a little bit of Loctite to the center of the flower bezel here. And we're going to paint that in. And we'll take our tweezers again. And we'll lay that right in the center of our flower. Now, this is not a absolute perfect fit, but it's a great fit. So just make sure that you get that centered. And then press that down. Looks like we have Aunt Nancy over on YouTube. She said she loves. Hi, Janet. Good to see you too. Peggy, if I paint the F20 and once it initially dries, is that the best time to wrap with it? It's really difficult to wrap something that's painted without it wanting to crack the paint, especially if, I mean, you're like taking it from both sides, and especially if you're doing like really thick paint. If you're doing thin paint, I'm sure you'll be fine to just wrap it after you paint it. But a lot of my wrapping things, I end up painting after I have it wrapped or using resin after I have it wrapped. But I'm sure you would be fine with an F20 specifically. Okay. We now need our little charms down here, which are all hooked on with jump rings. I took a little bit of this chain. I'm just going to chop off a section of it here. Maybe around the same size. I mean, it doesn't have to be the same size, but kind of around there, I'm thinking. All right. Now this has got several links interlinked. So I like to cut out an extra link so I have enough space here at the end to string a jump ring through, because it's hard to string a jump ring through when you're working with that versus this nice end link. Let me get you zoomed in here. And my little bead all to help. There we go. So this end link, you guys can see how tight those other links are. It's really hard to get a jump ring strung through there. So just take out an extra link and you'll be perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Okay. We're going to take our little book here. And you would add some jump rings to them. I use some of the jump rings from the Tiny Jump Ring sampler pack because they're nice and thin, easy to thread through that chain. Ooh. So I'll string that book on first. That's going to be our bottom. Oh, I need to grab my other pliers. Lovely. Going to take another jump ring. Now, when I'm looking at clusters here, I like to kind of position them in the way that I would want them. I know this one's going to be pretty dang near the top there. So I'm going to have to cut out a link somewhere in between, kind of right in this area to fit another jump ring through. So I'm going to say like maybe here. Let me get you zoomed in here so you guys can see this length that I'm cutting. Hopefully it'll focus up. But I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna separate a link from the rest of the links, and then I'm going to snip it. And that's going to take out one link. It's still gonna hold the rest of the chain together. This one might be a little, I might have to get my other cutters here. Otherwise I can probably just, there we go. She's coming out. There we go. Now I have enough room in this link to add a jump ring and that heart. So I'm zoom back out here. And open up that jump ring. Have that solid brass heart. Find the zone where I had removed said link. Or said chain link. Just right about there. Close that up. And then we need our top copper heart, which is going to be attached to the top link here, which I think the same link it might also be. Let me double check here. I did put that on the same link. So I'm going to attach this up here first. And then using another jump ring, because I didn't pull enough of those. Give me a single one. Do you guys ever get frustrated? Oh, I did have one over here though. You guys ever get frustrated with jump rings being interlocked, and then you have to like pull apart 3 jump rings to get one off? That drives me nuts sometimes. String that other copper heart on. Now these 3D pieces are also super nice for clusters, because if you're jostling it around, it's always going to look like it's the front or the back because they're double-sided in 3D. So we love that. All right. So now that we have our little cluster here, you would take some of this coin chain. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 3 coins on either side, and this jump ring here in the center is hooked into the chain. That's hooked into the link of the chain, so it doesn't slide one way or the other. It is held there at all points. We're going to come in, count off 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll cut after that coin. I'm going to go up a link. And then I have this extra on this side. I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to leave a link though. There we go. Okay. Now, with your bead awl, come in to each of these links Just barely extend it. You don't have to extend it very much, just a little bit, so you can string your jump rings through there. And the jump rings I used for this portion are the JR10s. You can use JRV10 as well, which will match that solid brass tone. And then down in the center here of this chain, you're going to find the center, and then you're also going to extend that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is going to be my center here. Oh no, I lost it. I'll just say it's there. I'm just thinking that it's there. Make sure you get your top threaded through. This one might be a little more difficult because it is in between two other links. So once you get it threaded through the top, you can take your chain nose pliers and use that to scoot it down so you don't ruin your nails or, accidentally poke yourself with it. And that should open it up enough for me to thread that JR10 through. So let's try that. I'm going to do JRV10 this time around because I used JR10 previously. That opened up. Find our center, which shouldn't be hard because that hole's going to be different than the rest of the holes. And we're going to string our flower on here. Our little flower cluster. Close that up. And then you will take 2 more JR10s and attach them to the sides, which I'm going to grab those. I have more just natural brass JR10s. I do solid brass JR10s, and they're in the same cubby, so sometimes it takes a minute to grab those out. And I wanted my coins facing out. So you have to have it a certain way, and thread your jump ring and have it positioned a certain way. So that way your coins do stick out the right way. I might have to extend this a little bit though. We'll see. We're golden. And my chains are gonna go out that way. Close that up. We're almost done. I might have put that on backwards. We'll see here. Nope, we did that right. Like 3. I don't really have anything super amazing though. Thread that other jump ring through, and then we're gonna place that on our other hole. And then we're gonna close it up. And it's super simple to make your own jewelry. And could you imagine having to pay for all the finished jewelry you want instead of like actually just making it yourself and saving so much money? It's so cute and so easy. And the classes are free every Wednesday. Every Wednesday. And that's all for that necklace. I think Uncle Doug might be ready for his trivia. Is Uncle Doug ready for his trivia? Okay, we're gonna bring Uncle Doug on here. Welcome back.
It's good to be back.
All right.
So
Let me
what do
get
we have
the.
to give away here now?
We're doing a earring kit. All of the trivias will be the same today. They will be this
Oh,
earring kit.
okay.
Trying to move some stuff off of the live shop. So,
All right then. Well, here's our trivia question for today. Pretty random. How many tentacles does a squid have? How many tentacles
ooh,
does a squid have? That's our question for our first trivia today.
amazing.
Remember, it's the first person that we see on our end who responds correctly to the question.
Yes.
So I'm keeping an eye on our Facebook and our YouTube folks. See who comes in with the first correct answer. And Corey, how can they claim their prize? The winner?
They have to have an open order with us on vintageliveshop.com. So we got a lot of answers coming in.
Okay, my comments aren't updating on Facebook.
Mine don't either. So I have to refresh every time I want to see comments on
Oh
Facebook.
no, yeah, I know something's going on there. I might have to refresh and go
Yeah.
back in and see. They claim their prize. Let me see what we got going. I've got a couple of answers over on YouTube. Let me see here. Okay. I've scrolled back far enough that I see we have some correct answers in. Now let me see who the first one is. It looks like Kathy Coppinger is our first correct answer.
Woohoo, Kathy.
Close second for Peggy.
Good job, Kathy. And you will
The
be
answer was
getting an
10, by the
earring
way.
kit.
The answer was 10.
10.
I
10
could have said
tentacles.
the beginning of the question might have given it away. How many tentacles?
Oh, haha. That's funny.
So now you'll never forget that one the next time you hear that trivia question.
Right? Amazing. Well, good job, Kathy. And we'll add this to your order. All right, Uncle Doug. We'll see you when you get over here.
All right.
Okay. Amazing, amazing. Hopefully you guys love that necklace as much as I do. Oh, well, when you have it, let me know. Uncle Doug's drawing your picture. All right, let's see what we can get into next here. Isn't that just so pretty? Oh, and imagine that. I mean, obviously, it's gonna look great on. We're gonna love the look at the end here. Grab your sampler pack. Okay, we're bringing Uncle Doug back on for a sec. Hello.
Hey. Okay, here's Kathy's little doodle.
Oh, it's
I
so cute.
can't think of much but flowers and little things in the
It looks
springtime.
like a sunflower.
It kind of is, but I didn't want to get too much black on there, you know?
Yeah.
It's got that sort of concept to it. All right, I'll come over.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, we're gonna get into this kit next. And this kit does come in a full kit, so everything that you need to buy or that you need to make these earrings comes in this kit. Cart 106, 12 pieces for $20. Cart 106, everything the Swarovski Rivolis. Now these aren't the crystal. These are like a almost a gray shade of crystal. It's not very different from the normal like clear crystal. It's just slightly darker. which I thought was perfect to pair with the greens. So you're going to get 2 of your 12 millimeter Swarovski Rivolis. You will get your F20s for wrapping them. You'll get 2 of the pre-painted marquee drops. Those are just absolutely stunning. And then you'll get your 2 little flatbacks as well. And let's not forget about our shepherd hook ear wires, silver plated. And then you'll get 2 of the JR20s that are copper antique plated. So everything that you need to make these earrings comes in this kit. And then we'll go through the bulk packs as well. I do know that the bulk pack of the green versions has since sold out. And I'm not even sure if there's any solid brass left. But I'm going to pop that up first. Cart 107. You did have the option to do the solid brass color or the green opal color. Is that still in there? Oh. Oh no. Oh, it's down here. Okay. No, that's still there. It just won't show up that green opal's available because it's sold out. So you can't get the green opal colored ones anymore, but you can get, what do I have left here? Maybe 3 packs. 3 of the solid brass drop packs left. Grab them while you can. Very detailed. Actually, let me just zoom in here because that seems to be the easiest way to show you guys like up close things. If it'll let me autofocus here. Yeah, stunning. Tons of detail work in there. You can paint it whatever color. 10 pieces for $20. I only have this raw solid brass left. No more of the green pre-painted. So grab that pack. They're almost gone. And I believe that's the only bulk pack that I have available for these earrings. So you'll want the kit. If you can't get the kit and you obviously can't get the green opal colored bulk packs anymore, make sure you pick up the solid brass version. Otherwise, if you want to paint the solid brass ones, you can use green opal to achieve this tone. And to achieve this tone, you'll do a little bit of a dry brush of hematite, which gives it a little bit more of an antique look, mutes it a bit so it's not as bright and kind of brings in this tone together. Because I thought this was a little bright together. I think this would look better if it was the bright clear crystal versus the gray crystal, but the hematite here really amplifies that design with the darker kind of gray crystal. So let me go back over to YouTube, or not YouTube, Facebook here, so I can check in on comments. Peggy says she loves these earrings. So Diane, the green opal color, you can do antique line or paint. So I think the paint version's green opal, and then the antique version, believe is pale green. What was 038 is what we're looking up, right? Because 038 is the green opal color. So CSUA for the antique. Oh my gosh, why is this being weird? CSUA 038, I think is the. Yes. Okay. So pale green will be the color in the antique line for this. The paint line, the ultimate paint line, it'll be called green opal. but you can use either. Okay, let's get into some stuff here. Smoky. That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you, Lisa. That smoky crystal color. Ooh, that was perfect. Smoky. It doesn't look like I have hematite over here right now, so we're going to test out what some sienna brown would look like as a quote unquote dry brush. Sometimes when I dry brush, it's real dry brush. I take a dry brush, so on and so forth. But some dry brush techniques are easy or more easily done using a paper towel. So we're going to add a tiny bit of this sienna brown in the antique line. I believe this would be earth in the paint line. So I'm just going to add some of that, not a whole lot, just a little bit. I'm going to just come over it and just barely mark her up. And you might want to use your heat gun while you're using your antiques. I just find that it's easier, more easily, or it adheres more easily while doing that, while using your heat gun at the same time. So I don't want too much, but I want some. And I'm really liking this sienna brown on top of the green opal color here. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Oh, that's really pretty. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. That's gorgeous. It brings in a more, like, this is more warm. This is more cool toned. I should add that in there. I am gonna take my heat gun to it for a second here. Make sure we get that drying. Gorgeous. All right, bring your Loctite back out. Gonna dip our silicone brush in there. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of it in this area on both sides because I'm adding those flat backs to that spot. And over just a little bit, not that much. Okay, there we go. That one might be a little bit set a little bit higher than the other, but that's okay. I'll just make this one the same. Right in the center. There we go. And then press down. Get your little chatons. I just had a little bit of paint or glue on my finger and it picked up my whole piece. I about put it on the ground there for a sec. All right. So, in case we have new people who have never wrapped with our F20 and our Swarovski Rivolis, but we're going to come in on two sides here and we're going to fold these prongs up just like you would if this was a piece made to be a setting. So you're creating your own prongs by folding up some corners. Gonna slide that Rivoli right in the center. And then we're going to fold down our sides here over top of our Rivoli. This is going to secure it. I think I was pushing it up a little bit with my thumb there. There we go. Get pressed down nice and tight. Don't break your crystal though. Just make sure that it can't slide up or down when being moved. Take your JR20. We'll open that. Gorgeous color up. Copper antique has got to be one of my all-time favorite metal colors. Slide your drop on one, your F20 on the other. Close that up. Then you'll take your shepherd hook ear wire and you'll open up that like you would a jump ring. Slide your F20 on, close it, and voila. Voila. Gorgeous. Cool tone, warm tone. Love it. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Do I have? Okay, so this is the before. So this, now you can see a difference. Sometimes it's hard to see a difference. Let me actually zoom in here. Let me zoom in and scoot this over a little bit. So this is before. This is with a hematite dry brush, and this is with a sienna brown dry brush. So that way you can see how different the colors are when you're just adding a little bit of an antique on top. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Love them. All right, let's see for our comments here. Looks like I'm caught up on comments so far. Is Uncle Doug ready for a trivia? Okie dokie. Let's bring him on.
Bring me on.
All right.
So I guess you don't have to showcase the trivia again. You can show it, or maybe you want
Yeah.
to show the mega giveaway and remind people how to enter for that.
Yep. Sounds great. For those of you who are just jumping in, we are doing the same trivia giveaway for all the trivias today. It's going to be this cute earring kit. It's got some blanks, ear wires, head pins for your beads in there, so on and so forth. And Uncle Doug's going to get that question.
So on and so forth.
Yep.
I've got the questions, so on and so forth.
I'm
And
taking
for
him
your
for a sec.
information, this is
Yes.
going to be a very difficult question.
Okay.
We'll see who gets it.
Okay.
Whoever can type and copy and paste or whatever. All right. What is the fastest water animal? What is the fastest water animal? That's the
I
question.
think I know what this is.
We'll see, right?
Yeah.
You never know. Hey, and don't drop me off too soon. I got to write my thingamahoozy.
Yeah, you're fine. I am gonna drop your camera, but we're still gonna be able to
Yeah,
see you
yeah.
while I show this loot.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Show the loot.
So to win this big loot giveaway, you must have an open order with us on vintageliveshop.com to claim it, but you must you must love react to the live video today on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, you must comment your name and say you want to be entered for the giveaway or something along the lines because the usernames are hard to follow. So just make sure that you comment your name and giveaway for YouTube, and you have to like and stuff as well, but you want to be entered on YouTube.
So it wasn't as hard as I had imagined. And the winner is Kat over on YouTube.
Ooh, looks like Pam came in right after Pam.
Kat Kasasia.
Good job, Kat. To claim, you must have an open order with us on vintageliveshop.com. Yeah, it looks like Pam was right after Kat, and then Peggy was right after Pam.
Well, I've got some sweetness. I've
All
got some
right,
sweetness to show here.
let's see the doodle.
Okay, here's a doodle for cat. I can't wait till these start coming in.
They're strawberries.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
cute.
Enjoy your strawberries.
I love strawberries.
Me too.
We had a little strawberry patch right next to our well at the
Hey,
Blackjack house.
you know those YouTube shorts? There's always something you can stay engaged on those, right? But there's one
Yeah.
where they filled a gutter full with topsoil. They
Mhm.
cracked eggs and put eggs down below and covered them with little soil, and then sliced cross sections of the strawberries
Mhm.
all along, covered them back up with light dirt, watered it, and poof.
Yeah, they say that if you add eggshells to any of your
Yeah.
indoor plants, they go insane.
Yeah, but this is just the egg. They just like cracked an egg and put it in the soil,
That's
and then
interesting.
and then this what happens is because the moisture of the slice of strawberry, it helps the seed germinate more quickly.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you have
I
any gutters, you want to climb up and fill your gutters
seriously.
full of dirt, you'll have some strawberries soon.
Well, that and strawberries require so much water, so having them
Yeah.
right by the well, they were just they
Oh yeah.
constantly had water, so our strawberries were huge. All right. Well,
All right. See you in a bit.
see you in a minute. I'll make sure I get his mic muted. There we go. Yeah, I have like 5 different screens here that I have to flip through to make sure that I get someone muted or unmuted and switch cameras and we love it. Okay. These gorgeous earrings. I love putting them like this. So I was trying to show you guys that you can shorten these. So if you want, you can clip these like halfway up. If you don't want them as long and by your shoulders, because I'm pretty sure that's about where these balls hit, like ball chains hit. Yeah. It's like right at my shoulder, which we'll show that during the look. But you can clip these and make them shorter. So you don't need to have them as long, but I wanted to show them the longest that they can be and then that you can shorten them if you wanted to. But they're super cute and I'll tell you what, I did weigh these and they fit in the threshold of earring weight. I was a little nervous. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And I was like, it works perfect with full length. So obviously your weight's going to go down every time you take one of these little beads off. But just know that these are perfect weight for earrings and they're not heavy at all. I was actually very surprised at what that did come out to be. I think it was around 6.7-ish grams, which you want to stay between 6 and 7. It's a little more heavy once you start getting over 7, specifically 8 grams. You want to stay away from there unless you're just making like costume jewelry. You're only going to wear it for a couple hours. All right. Now, this earring kit does come in a full kit. Part 108. We pull these down here. Part 108 for everything that you need to make these earrings. And we'll bring up the bulk packs too, but you're going to need 2 of our anchors, which are at the top there. You're going to need 2 of the crest filigree. I'm going to scoot this way a little bit. You're going to need 4 of the looped ball chains. Now, these are cool because they have the rings here. They have little rings that are already attached. And then they're pre-painted as well. So your ring at the top is what you're going to use to thread your jump ring through and connect it to your other piece. And then you can clip these off however small you would like. Those are great. You could add a little more patina to it if you wanted to change the color a little bit. There we go. We love those. So you're going to need 4 of those. I'm bringing one more out. And then these 2 green cabs do come in the kit as well. So pop those up there. Glued those on to the crest filigree. Use a little bit of resin on the back. And then you will also get your shepherd hook ear wires I'll bring one out because I don't know where my other one's at. Move that out of the way. There we go. So everything that you need to make these earrings, you're getting for 24 bucks, 18 pieces, $24, cart 108. Even your jump rings come with this. So you're going to get 4, 5, 6. You're going to get 6 JR20s that are copper antique plated to go with this as well. Oh, yeah. I'm reaching over there to grab a couple here. I'm gonna need one more for at least one side of earring. There we go. Okie dokie. They looked like manatee? What's that, Lisa? Like the animal or Lisa, you're the only reason why I weigh my earrings now. Seriously. You're the only reason why I started weighing my earrings. Cause I'm like, oh shoot. These do seem a little heavy. Are they within the threshold? So thank you. Oh, Sherry said the black marlin is the fastest animal in the world. Just going through a few comments here. Lisa said, I'm so happy to be here working while you're teaching. It never feels like work with my friends. You're so sweet, and I feel the same way. If I didn't have you guys to like interact with on the lives, I would not be doing the lives. You guys make it all worth it. So thank you for staying tuned every week and hanging out with me because I do sincerely appreciate it. But let's get into some construction. It's also super easy and super quick. So this one's going to be fun. And I'm hoping to stay on the nice quick zone so that way we can not do a whole bunch of 3-hour lives all the time. Like I'd like to do a couple that are maybe 2 hours and, you know, some that last a little bit longer with more in-depth techniques, etc., etc. Okay, let's get my bench block on here. It's looking a little dirty. Might need to get that cleaned up. But we're going to hammer the crap out of this anchor. I'm going to use my 4-ounce hammer, and I want to give this hammer marks. We know Peggy loves her hammer time. I wonder if I just move one of these lights for a second, if it'll show you guys those hammer marks a little bit better, but I'll show you in a minute. Gorgeous. So we hammer both of your anchors. I'm just going to hammer one. And you could add paint to those to bring that out a little bit too if you want. Let me see if I probably have some of that sienna brown still. Maybe I'll just add a little bit of that. I didn't paint my other ones, but now I'm curious. That might have been too much. Let me pull some of this. Pull some of it around. I really do like the sienna brown on top of solid brass. And then I will grab my heat gun quick. Where did I just put that? Paper towel. Okay, that looks good. You want to know what music I have playing in the background? I don't even know what's playing over there right now. I can't even hear it. Just barely. All right. Let's grab our hole punch tool. Gonna need to punch a hole at the bottom of this anchor. Make sure it's pretty much center. This one's a little thicker, so you might need 2 hands to punch that hole. I'm going to take your crust filigree. I'm going to take our green cab here. I'm going to paint a little bit of Loctite to this green cab. Now, I'm going to do this just a little bit. I just want enough to where it can hold it in place while I add resin to the back. So I just want a little bit for now. That way it adheres to the filigree, to what it can adhere to. I have a little bit of Loctite there. There's not a lot of space for this to adhere to, but I need it to, so that way I can flip it over and add resin to the back. So I'm just holding it here for a second with just a little bit of Loctite that I have on it right now. I might have to flip it over here and dry it from the back. Just gonna do it a little bit. And then I'm gonna take the resin and make sure that I have my UV light prepped. It's right here. Leave that off to the side. All right, gonna do a tiny bit of resin here on the back, right where that cab's at. Resin's clear, or this resin's clear, so I like to use it to help things like this be super duper secure. I'm gonna pop that right into the light. It should cure pretty quickly because I'm not adding paint to it and it's just clear. And then we'll add our jump rings in our ball chain right after that cures. We added a little bit of that sienna to bring out some of that hammered look. Let's see where we're at with our I don't want to touch it too much. It's still wet. My UV light also isn't the greatest. Oh, stingrays. Yes. If I wanted to make a bracelet, what do you attach to the end of the ball chain? So on on vintage.com, if you type in CH0017, which I believe is this chain, the 2.4, so that might be a CL 000 something, which class for 2.4 millimeter ball chain. The link that I'm popping into the Facebook here is the sized clasp that you're going to want to use for the ball chain. It is a 2.4 millimeter ball chain, 8 millimeter clasp, and I probably have some of those over here actually. CL ball chain. This one's the 6. I'm gonna grab a couple of those, and then maybe I can add some of these to the web, or not the web, the live shop eventually here. So the clasp that I use for ball chain here is this. And this you can get on our sites on retail or wholesale. Thanks, Janet. And you would slide your ball chain into the clasp. If I can get this one in there. Actually, might be the other one. Nope, it's this one. And then you have this little slit here that holds it. And then you do that on the other side. Slide your ball in. Might take a minute to get them initially in. And then slide your little thing through. And that's your ball chain clasp, which I have linked in the comments there. And there's 2 different sizes. You could go with the bigger one if you wanted, but they should tell you what size ball chain they're meant for in the title. Okay. Thanks, Janet. We appreciate that. All right, now that the resin has cured, and that means I'm super secure with this, we're gonna take our JR20s and start assembling. So on this top hole, you'll slide your jump ring through, and then slide it through with the anchor as well. Close that up. And take your 2 other JR20s that are copper plated. Use the ring on the ball chain. Ooh, I also forgot. So before I do this here, I don't think I did it on this side, but I did do it on this side. So a little trick too, if you want to have both of your jump rings sitting down here, you can just take this tab here without them kind of stacking. You want them side by side. Just fold this tab. I did this on one, but not the other. And then you have your own individual holes for each jump ring. I'll show you here once I slide these through. Jump ring through ring, and then through hole. And then we'll put that in the other hole. Goes the other copper plated jump ring. Oh, I might have slid that one over a little bit. So I'm going to take my bead awl and just open it up just a little bit more. Oh, geez, if I can see. End ring. Close jump ring. And then you're complete. But you do need to throw your little shepherd hook ear wire on. That's a direct link to the anchor. Close that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Now, if you want to shorten these, let's say I'm just gonna put them up to my ears here and maybe see like I'll cut like to here for a nice dangle. And I'll do this, or you can do one a little bit longer than the other. Take this one off. So instead of same length, you can just cut off a few of those balls and do them like that. Or shorten them up to be the same length. You know, whatever you think, whatever you're feeling. But to show you how much I took off here, here we go. These two little links here came off. Like that. Thanks, Peggy. Oh, how fun. Janet, I have some anchors in my stash, but really didn't think they suited any type of style I do. But this just goes to show thinking out of the box in an abstract way can enhance the possibilities. You're absolutely right, Janet. You definitely are. And I love, love, love nothing more than being able to give you guys inspiration for products that you typically wouldn't use. All right, now bulk packs. Very quickly, there's only 3, I think, for this one. This is the anchor that we worked with. Cart 109, a solid brass anchor. I actually really like this anchor. We have a few different anchors. This one's probably my favorite, especially once it's been hammered. It's absolutely stunning. You get 20 pieces for $20, cart 109. You can also get the crest filigree in a bulk pack, cart 110. 8 pieces for $24. They are natural brass. This pack retails for $48. So you're getting a really good deal on it. We love the crest filigree. You can also hang it this way too. You could hang it this way with your ear wire up here. You could hang it the way that we did today, where your ear wire's up here. You can make this into a gorgeous bracelet and have one facing this way and then facing the opposite way. Kind of like, I don't have another one of the crest filigrees right here, but kind of like this. Ooh, that would be pretty. And then have something in the center here with adding a bracelet bend on either side. There's a lot to do with that crest filigree as well. And last but not least, we have to pump up the bulk pack for the ball chains with the end rings. Cart 111. Ball chains with the end rings. The length is in the description. Let's see here. It's about 62 millimeters long by 3 millimeters wide. Love that. And they pre-painted with jade patina. This is our old patina. So we don't have a jade color anymore. It might have even been like malachite, which I really miss that color, but it's okay. Make sure you grab those as well, though. You're getting 14 pieces. I didn't realize that the pieces didn't show up in the cart or there. So you're going to get 14 of these ball chain sections with the end ring for $20. That's a great deal as well. All right. Is Uncle Doug ready for the trivia? Yes. Okay, Uncle Doug's back on with us.
All right, I am ready and raring to go here.
Love you, Janet.
For this trivia question, you have to break out your sporting knowledge,
Ooh.
but it's pretty broad. And that would be, here's the question. Which country has won the most soccer slash football FIFA World Cup titles? Which country has won the most FIFA World Cup titles? Let you think on that one a little bit and see who you might think it is. Those rowdy fans from across the pond,
Mhm.
down south, who knows? Someone might have this answer. Maybe it's just a gut feel, or maybe they have actual knowledge of this. We'll find out here shortly. No, Janet's taking chances over here on YouTube also. I can't see the Facebook ones coming in, Corey, if you can.
There's been a couple people who've popped up on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to refresh mine.
I think there's been two answers for Argentina, an answer for Japan, an answer for Brazil, two answers for Brazil.
Okay, who was the first answer for Brazil?
Candy on mine.
Candy Kostelic,
Costa, yes. Mm-hmm.
and that's with a C or K.
K. C
K.
Candy, K Kostalik.
Okay. C Candy
Yes.
Kostelic.
Kostalik.
Brazil, Brazil.
Good job, Candy. Connie
What
was
should I
right
have?
after Candy on mine. But good job,
Good job.
girlfriend.
Yeah. Amanda came in a little bit after the fact too, over on YouTube.
Yeah, I had seen hers just come in just now too. Good job, Candy.
Well, let me make a little picture here.
So now we have two candies. We have two candies.
Was it EC or IC? Kostelic.
E.
Kostelic. EC.
Yeah. Janet
Okay.
goes, oh man, I meant Brazil.
I meant.
I meant it. You're so funny.
I meant to answer that one. All right, here we go. Just a little short mushroom.
Oh, the mushrooms.
Yeah, not our favorite mushrooms, but mushrooms nonetheless.
That's so fun.
Okay, see you
All
over there.
right. Bye. Amazing. Those are so fun. Okay, we have one design left for today. And that is our butterfly necklace. This one is limited. I am limited to these, and I think I have 9 total. Um, so you're gonna need the kit or the sampler if you want to get this piece. And the sampler is an amazing deal, so get it anyway. Let me grab out the pieces, and then we'll go over construction, bulk, etc. There we go. Make sure you guys can see everything. All right. Let me get back to Facebook here. You guys have your love reactions in? Get those in. Don't forget. At the end here, we're going to draw for our big loot giveaway. All right. Now, for our sampler here, ladies, ladies, ladies. The sampler comes with all the focals and the crystal that you need for this. And I need to grab an extra crystal, it looks like, because I used those up already. So I need to put a crystal in that flower. But otherwise, everything else is pretty the same. So let me grab that here quick. Good thing I know where it's at. Oh, I know how Peggy listened to my music. It's because I came into my office to grab some of my stuff. She goes, I wonder what she's listening to. This one's Oh My Fire is the song name. Now I know how Peggy could hear my music. It's because I walked into my office earlier. That's funny. It makes sense now, though. So hopefully you liked the little music there. But I feel like it's one of those things that if you're sitting there and have music playing the whole time, they'll probably like take your video down because of copyright stuff or whatever. So that's why I usually have it just as lightly as I can over there because you can't hear it in the video. And I'm not going to stay in my office for very long. We're going to get that together so we don't get flagged. All right. Now that I have all of our sampler pieces out, we're going to go through some of the bulk packs too. But remember, the only thing that you can get this pieces is in the sampler. So if you want this piece, get the sampler. Cart 112, you're getting 7 pieces for $29. You're getting this gorgeous, gorgeous pendant down at the bottom. You're going to get this filigree bead, which is the topper for this. You're going to get 2 of the ferns. And these are the closed ferns. So we have 2 different styles of ferns like this. Some that are open, but these ones are closed leaves. We have this gorgeous butterfly up at the top. I know this is a Wendy favorite. She loves that butterfly. And then we have our, I think we called this our inventor's compass at one time, but it's also a like a stained glass window feel, which if you guys have not seen Lisa's stained glass peacock theme resin work, goodness, you need to go see it. It's absolutely stunning. I mean, the colors that she chose, all the way down to how she put it all together, just perfection. It was gorgeous. Couldn't keep my eyes off of it. And I even had to share it to my story. I was like, I just have to because everybody needs to see this. It's just stunning. So make sure you go check out her work. But she has inspired me to try that with this piece, even though it's wrapped with this butterfly. And we'll get into that about how we're going to do that. It might be a little tough because it's wrapped in and we don't want to break resin as we're going through it, because this we're going to have to bend and it might take some of your resin off the sides and things like that. It might crack it. So we're going to try something a little bit later with that, just so you guys have something to look forward to regarding the resin work that I have seen recently. And then, oh boy, comments. Oh, they're just going back and forth about Uncle Doug's doodles. I know, you guys. Okay, everybody's agreeing with me on Lisa's peacock theme that she did. It's absolutely stunning. All right. For this, it's going to be the same tones that I used for this. Except this one looks like a little more jadey, so I probably use a little less hematite on this one. But I also, those paint colors are in my office too. So I'm gonna not paint it because I want to ensure that everybody has the opportunity to get this piece unpainted so they can add whatever colors they want. But it's literally the same colors. It's the green opal with the hematite dry brush. And then after the fact, I came in with the relief block, and that's where you're seeing that higher brass tone throughout. There we go. That's a better view of it. Can see where I took some of that paint off by taking the relief block and going back and forth with it. So nothing special about painting this. Just get it painted, and then you're going to take that chaton there, that little flat back, and we're gonna glue it right in the center of that flower piece. It's even stunning unpainted, and I bet if you took the relief block to this, it'd be absolutely stunning. So you'll do that. Then we have our little ball here. And I'm going to put up the bulk pack for this ball. And I did separate it too, so you could see what it looks like both ways. So cart 113, 6 pieces for $20. It's this really pretty filigree ball. Okay. Well, this is what it looks like when it's pulled apart. So you can use this in a bunch of different ways. It can be used as a wrap. You can cut these down, make it into a cross. So many different things. You could hang it like this and put chain coming up these sides and then do like a dangly thing down here. Lots of different things that you can do with this bead. You can also come in. I usually grab it by the loop here with my bead awl, pull that loop up, and just pull it open like that. And then if I have a random, I might right here. I left my bead tray in my office, but I have a little random thing over here. Maybe I don't have beads in there. Well, darn. I'll have to bring that out. Not right now, though. Anyhow, maybe I can throw like this little ball in there as a, yeah, I'll do that. I know this little ball isn't a crystal, but you can shove a little crystal in there, close it up, and have like a little bell type action going on. But obviously the crystal will shine through a lot better than this pewter piece in there. But just so you know, you can put things in the ball. You can pull the ball apart or the bead apart and make it into a wrapping filigree, or you can cut it down, make it into a cross. Whatever you want to do. Very versatile. And it goes back to its shape pretty dang easily. I need to pop this one back out though. Then we'll put our loop down. I might have to round that out a little bit more, but seems good to me. Then we have our stained glass filigree pack. 4 pieces for $20, cart 114. These retail for about $9.50 a piece. Gorgeous. Love that. And then our butterfly pack, that yet again is one of Wendy's favorite pieces. I think one of Ben's favorite pieces as well, her husband. It's gorgeous. It's a great, great, great butterfly, and I think they sell a bunch of them on their shop. I do not have a bulk pack of the ferns because I am running a bit low on those, but I did want to add those to the top there to give it the chain a little bit of oomph at the top. And you can paint those too. You can paint those to color match like this, and then have your color down here and up here. You can add some paint to that. I'm going to try and add some resin and paint to the stained glass look. Let's see it from this side here. So what I was thinking about doing is potentially pulling the butterfly up and taking some of this tape here, this resin tape, and sliding it in there underneath the butterfly, but it's not very straight. So what I'm gonna attempt to do is resin and paint it prior to wrapping. And then I'm going to try and wrap this butterfly in without breaking the resin. So let's get to work. Regardless, you're probably going to need this resin tape. I do not ask me what the brand is. I do not know. I could not tell you. Let me get a little my cutters here so I can pull this off. I do not know what brand it is. But I use this resin tape all the time. I've been using the same resin tape for how many years? But one side's sticky and the other side's not. Your sticky side is what's going to be attached to your brass piece. Make sure that something is on here. I just want to make sure that I'm nice and tight down so my resin doesn't bleed too much, which it hoping that it doesn't. But there's a piece of this that's grabbing my background. It's making me a little nervous here. We'll see. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit of resin here. I'm just gonna go over the whole piece. And grab a silicone brush. The only time I use a bristle brush with resin is if I'm wanting to add a wet look to like a charm or a pendant. Otherwise, I always use the silicone brush when working with resin. And I make sure that all these little holes are filled before I add any paint. I'm going to I would leave this one open and this one open. Typically, so I might break some of this outer resin out. We'll see. Still debating on what exactly I'm going to do here, but I do want my colors to transfer to each of these openings. So you don't have to do resin on the outside if that'll make it easier on you. Geez, it does not want to scoop over. There we go. So my butterfly wings are going to go kind of in those areas. Okay. Add a little bit of paint to this. Colors, man. Oh man. Gotta be greeny tones. Maybe like a green gold. So maybe we'll do some metallic gold and do I have like a moss over here? Or emerald? I think all of those were left in my office. But I can maybe I'll do a green opal and metallic gold. I'm just gonna add some down here to my resin tape. So if your paint's too thick on your resin, it's not going to cure. So I want to be in control, okay, of how much of this goes into my resin. So I'm gonna add some dots, nice thin dots around into each of these little things, and then it'll start to spread, but nice and light. I'll wipe some of that off. Maybe go into some of this green here. Maybe starting from the center, put in little other ones, little green dots. Just not being very particular on where these are going, just kind of being fun. That's looking pretty good. And then I'm going to take a head pin or something. Something like a head pin or an eye pin or a little bit of wire. I have an eye pin. That will work. Ooh. I'm gonna try to swirl this. Looks like it's starting to cure a little bit, and I don't know how because I don't have any UV light going on right now. Maybe I have to go in each of these little things down here and swirl it up a little bit. Get a little bit of variation. Kind of like the gold flake look. Kind of like that. A little bit of that green opal marbling. Okay. That's actually stunning. That is stunning. Hold on. I don't want to ruin it. And I will, I'm going to top this after I cure this with another thing of resin. But I don't want this paint coming over there. So I'm going to X-Acto knife, hopefully. I can pull this off without my resin go, whatever. All right, we'll just pick it up with a paper towel. Okay. Where's my tool? I think I also left my resin tool. I have been setting up, I'll show you guys at the end of the live here when we do the look, kind of what I've been doing with my space over here. That's really pretty though. So I'm gonna take that and I'm sliding that into my UV light here. And let's hope that we can wrap into that because that's stunning. Okay, Janet. I never really considered dry brushing. What a great idea. Maybe I missed that before. I've been using the drip and spread method. Both methods are great. It just depends on what type of effect you're trying to achieve. Now, the dry brush is nice because it just lightly coats an extra color. So this is just green opal. This is with a sienna brown dry brush and with a hematite dry brush. And it just changes the tone a little bit, adds a little bit of color, but that's probably one of my more favorite techniques that I use more often would be the dry brush. Absolutely. I saw your second comment too. Will you be restocking the ferns? Potentially, yes. It just depends on demand and whatnot. So that's something that I do have to look into before I can confirm. What, Janet? Ear cuffs? Shut up. The butterflies make great ear cuffs. If you put them on the bale mandrels, kitty corner, they can be plain painted, or you can add a small dangle to hold several of these. Will you please send me a photo of you doing that, Janet? Or show me like a finished version because I'm so curious. And that sounds beautiful. Ooh, interesting. That curing is a chemical curing between UV and some products. Experiment with Elmer glue. Interesting. My surface. Is that like this? Are you talking about this surface? Or what surface are you talking about, Janet? Should probably be pretty cured by now. It's tiny bit wet, but that's okay. I'm gonna add my top coat anyway. And then whatever pieces I need, I can probably pop out of wherever I'm needing to wrap it. That's probably plenty of resin there. While you set my brush down 1 minute, can't find it the next minute. Don't even get me started about pens and pencils and oh man. If some if somebody's missing their pen, they know who to go to over here, and that's me because I like walking away with pens and pencils that aren't mine. But I do tend to hoard them in my little cup because I always forget to bring them back. So when we lose all of our pens, usually we can find them in my office. But I've been pretty good about it lately. But Uncle Doug forgets his drinks a lot too. Or like we'll be like, "Oh, who's this? Whose drink is this? Like I forgot this. Where's my drink? I've been looking for it." Or like our buys or cranberry juice and stuff like that. I have my top coat now. I'm gonna slide that into the UV light. That one shouldn't take too long to cure. In the meantime, can get some wire. I'm gonna use 16 gauge because that's just what I have on hand. I think I used 20 gauge for this one. I'm gonna use 16 gauge, I think, for this one, just because that's what I have on hand. So we're gonna snip off some of that. I need some loops, and we're gonna use these because they have the number markings, which makes it easy to make loops that are the same size on both sides. So I'm gonna go with a 5 and I'm gonna come down because I want to do maybe like a little bit of a wrapped loop. Okay. Start to get this wrapped around here. Make sure my loop stays straight though. I'm just gonna coil our end around. Get our tails tucked. And probably clip off whatever extra you can't get tucked. Sometimes you gotta just hold it in a funky way so it stops rotating, but I can probably just flip some of that. come from the bottom though, so I can get a nice clean cut. Slide that on. Do the same thing on the other side. I probably should have fixed this bead a little bit here. Oh, push that in just a little too much. There we go. Gorgeous. This one might have a little bit less of a coil. Maybe could have made my loop a little bit smaller. Grab that tail here. Oop. Oh, all right. My hands are starting to get sweaty. All right. I think that's one less coil than the other side, but I'll flip this. There we go. Maybe I'll do. Oh, shoot. I forgot to do that. I wrapped this in together, but we're just gonna attach that with a jump ring there. Sorry. I had just noticed that. I looked down, I was like, oh shoot, you guys. But that's okay. We'll just change it up a little bit. This is probably gonna be easier for you anyway. And I'll take this piece off when I go to ship it out to whoever buys the kits or the samplers. I mean, it works either way, but this one I had wrapped in. This one I just added a jump ring there. Looks great, but I would flip this the other way probably. Our resin's probably cured by now, I'm hoping. Sounds pretty good. I'm gonna peel the tape and see where we're at. Sorry, I'm kind of doing it off screen here so I can still look at it as I'm pulling it. I'm gonna need to cure a little bit on the back here. Hold on. I'm gonna add a little bit of resin to the back of this, and then I'm gonna set it in the light again. Okay. Because I don't need wet resin on the back, especially when we're wrapping with it. So we're going to stick that back in there. And you could probably, if you wanted to, where we're using these two sides of the wings to wrap in. So I wouldn't do it here or here, but potentially you could add some resin and color into these four areas of the wings with looking at it from the side. If you didn't want to add it to the stained glass, you can add it to the wings as well. Yeah. And then we'll have our connecting ferns up here. And while we're waiting for that to cure, let's punch some holes. Now, our hole punch fits perfectly here. And when I mean perfect, I mean there's no room for air. Let me flatten this out a little bit. So this last leaf on your fern, you're going to add a hole punch. And it is literally like so perfect that you just really have to look at it and say, okay, I'm not going over the edges and I'm just going to go for it. That's what I did. And I was nervous while taking off. I was like, oh man, it's so close. Like I know that I'm going to go over an edge here. Let's pull it out and see. That's perfect. So just be very, very careful when you're punching your ferns. I'm gonna straighten this out just a little bit. Don't pull on it too much because you could probably like bend the crap out of this, but just enough to make sure that you're flat and can get a hole punch in the appropriate spot. It's got to be pretty dang close. It's always so nerve-wracking while hole punching this. What are you guys doing over the weekend? I think my mom and my little brother will be in town. My little brother wants to spend his spring break up here, so that'll be super, super nice to be able to see them. And then in a couple weeks, this month, if my calendar will pop up, on the 16th, I'm driving down to Virginia, and then on the 20th, I'm driving back here. So I will still be going live in 2 weeks. Don't you worry. I know Uncle Doug's over there probably like, but I'm going to be going live the day before I leave. And then that live will be formatted a little bit differently. That way, everybody has an easy time polling and getting things shipped out and whatnot. But I will not be going live from Virginia, so don't even ask. I'm going to be just completely like no work. I mean, I'm still going to be working, but because I have a show I have to do down there, but like nothing else will be in my brain that whole period of time. I'm just going to be, nope, sorry. Wait, my phone rang? No, it didn't. Just kidding. If you guys need something, I'll be available, but just know that I have some plans to spend some time with my family. Okay, so this looks good, you guys. This looks really good. Lisa, thank you so much for your inspiration. This spot is open. Oops. Some of these outer corners are open here, which I need to be flipped on this side. So I can fit a wing through this one, a wing through this one, and a jump ring through that one, and a jump ring through that one. Okay, how did I do, Lisa, with my like gold flake stained glass? Look, I'm trying to give you guys like a good view of the coloring here. Oh man, yours is just so pretty though. I don't think I could ever even top what you did with your peacock theme. Ooh, Lynn, you get allergic reaction to UV resin. And now you wear the gloves. That's actually probably a really good idea for me to start. My brother's got a lot of gloves here, and sometimes when I'm just not having the greatest day and I'm just spilling things on my hands, I get Loctite. I'll be like, "Hey, Karen, can you bring me some gloves quick?" And he's always really good about that. Cat, cat over on YouTube's a pen stealer too. Do you use a face respirator also? For what? I don't, but for what? Yes, those pliers would be very handy, Peggy. Okay, Janet sent me a video of the. Okay, I am so excited. I'll look at that email right after the live. You should post it to DIY though. I'm sure everybody would love to see it. Lisa's, I totally rocked it. Heck yeah. That's what I'm looking for. All right, let's get in. Let's get into business. So we need to fit these wings through some portions of that. And I mean, realistically, I only need these top 4 open now that I'm looking at it. So I could fill these. I did fill these 3 down here, but I missed this one. I could fill these all and continue that flake look on those bottom ones. And then do like a little hole for, yeah. Okay. I would leave these 2 open actually. I'll show you why once I get into it. I'm just thinking. Looks like we're bent around this part. And same on the other side. We'll see where this gets us. Oops. Now I have to find my open ones again. Now I don't want to be too physical with this because I don't want my resin to crack. So I'm going to angle this in a bit more here. Maybe a little less. Hold on. I want to get it perfect because I'm not trying to break my resin. So I'm saying this one might be, it's going to be a little more difficult than some other things I've done. I'm finding my open spots again. I'm going to get this angled right. Oh, we're so close. I think I need to pull this out a little bit more. And this part. Come on. We can do it. It's just tedious. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm just very I just don't want to break the resin. Pull this out a little bit first. See if I can get some of this squished down just a little bit and then pulled up. Don't break your resin. Okay, that's probably okay. On that side, I might be over a little much on that side now, but we'll see. We'll see if we can pull some of that back over. That's pretty good. I shift this just a little bit. Okay. That's pretty good. It doesn't need to be like super, super perfect. Though that's typically what I'm designing for. I just can't help myself. If I could just pull this over just a little bit more, I would be satisfied, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna get it to come over anymore. Oh, that was a little bit better actually. Okay, so we can wrap it in there without breaking our resin, which love that. Maybe add like a little bit more color to it, a little bit more flake so it's more noticeable when it's hanging there. But I do like how it's glossy behind it and it's reflecting in between the wings. Love that. Now here, I'm going to try and poke a little hole, and right next to the brass here. So my little brother, he's got this little drill thing. I can maybe even try to hole punch it. Ooh, he's got this drill thing that helps a lot. This is probably what I'm most scared about is hole punching resin because it cracks. I don't really want to do that. But I want my hole right there. We're seeing if we can get a beat all. Ooh. I'm not putting like a whole lot of pressure, but look at that. I have a hole there now. Okay. Clean up that hole a little bit. Have some of my clippers. Get some of that extra resin out of there. I'm gonna stick it through the other way. Okay. Then we're gonna take a little bit of a jump ring, thinner jump ring. Peggy said, I've been challenging you guys lately. Girl, I've been challenging myself. Oh, if you don't think I'm challenging myself, I don't know. Cause some of this stuff, this is quite challenging for me as well, but hey. We're learning all sorts of things together. I might need a little bit of a bigger jump ring. Not like thicker, but here I need a different one here. Let's try this. Let's clear that hole back again. Oh, this is gonna face this way. I think I needed to flip this, but I'm gonna rotate my wire instead. I'm gonna bend my wire back a little bit. Oh wait, sits a little bit better when it's just normal there. All right, jump rings with ferns. I used, I think JR20 copper antique for everything for today's live. There's our open slots. Another JR20 and an open slot. Okay. Nice. Nice. So that's all brass with a little bit of resin, and then this is brass with the paint. I think that looks really good. Kat says she loves the resin behind the butterfly. So this is like a side by side. It's a little harder to tell with like the reflection and then like how dark it is behind. I wonder if I put a little bit of white behind it, will it? Paper towel's not the best. I wish I should have put a little bit more color in there, but I think it looks really good. But that's without any resin and then with some resin. Thanks, Kat, over on YouTube. Cindy developed an allergy to resin over a couple years, not knowing she needed gloves, and now she can't work with it. Can you work with it with gloves on, Cindy? Or are gloves just like, I know sometimes people just don't like working with gloves because it can interfere with how they do things. When I hope punch resin, it cracks. When you hole punch the resin, yeah, that's what I was nervous for when using. I was like, should I even do that? But the resin was still soft enough for me to take a bead awl and just kind of like screw it through. So hopefully that's a little tip and trick for you. Peggy says she loves the challenge. I know Dremel is definitely the answer, and Kieran usually does that for me if I need him. Hi, Carlene. She just got home. We're just finishing up, so you'll have to watch the replay now that you're home. Looks like we have a Sue over on YouTube as well. Hi, Sue. Welcome. Against a dark top, it'll pop. Okay, well, I am wearing a dark cardigan, so maybe during the look, I'll like cover up a little bit and show what it looks like over that and then what it looks like over the blue. Lynn wears a mask. That's good, you should. Some of this stuff is if you're like drilling with a Dremel, it's gonna put that stuff in the air and it's good to use a mask for sure. Okay, so that was the last design for today, and then CH0010 for the chain. So you'll want to grab that chain to add to here. I think I gave the rest of the chain numbers. I don't have this one available, I think, on the wholesale site, but this one is CH124, the coin chain, and then I believe this is CH0027. Trying to think if there's any other chainy things, but I don't think so. I think I said everything so far. Oy, caramba. Okay. We need to get into our big loot giveaway and then show what the heck this jewelry looks like on. Don't forget, if you spend a minimum of $100, you're gonna get a free gift. And it could be something that I made in the live today, like our little this thing, our little cluster. It could be a couple of the pieces that I had painted. So like these, so on and so forth. Lots of good giveaways and goodies for those larger orders, which helps us out since we don't charge shipping on any of them or on any of the orders. It's nice when we get those large orders. So we would love to thank you for placing your large orders by adding some gifts to your shipments. Okay. This is the big loot giveaway. See how big this is? Like just from that view, it's huge. Let's get you. I gotta like work this into the table here. It's just so pretty when I'm looking at it like that. All right, I'm gonna bring Uncle Doug on, and then he needs to teams me the YouTube names for the app or for the spinning wheel. Welcome back, Uncle Doug.
Hello.
I'm going to get the spinning wheel up on this one. What was your guys' favorite piece for today? What was your favorite design? I'm curious. Okay. Kat, Amanda, and Sue from YouTube. Like, get rid of that. Good to see you ladies. And then we're going to get our Facebook ladies brought over. Which, okay, there it is. I was like, I'm having a hard time finding it, but I have found it. You guys have your love reactions in. Looks like a 1 in 23 chance on Facebook. And then you have those 3 from YouTube. Let's sort this, make sure we don't have any duplicates. Looking good. Looking good. All right. I think we are ready. I'm gonna make this full screen here. I'm gonna put this up there. I have to take it out of my holder though. Give me 1 second. Because I can't pull the cord out because that's connected to our internet. And I can't touch anything on the screen because it's gonna,
Very gently.
yes, just very gently moving things around here. Okay. I have to go around this.
I thought you were going to take a look anyway and show everybody around your little
Yes,
studio, your
I will
chain that you
here in a moment. Let me
do.
let me do this first.
While you're
All right.
tethered.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. I might as well just do Uncle Doug's big screen here.
Oh, Uncle Dick, big
So you
screen.
don't see me like double chinning while I'm holding this thing.
Oh, wow, it's so close.
Chris! Has Chris won before?
Let me take a look.
I don't think Chris has even won before.
Maybe, maybe not.
This might be your first time. For this big loot giveaway there.
Yeah, I gotta get my searcher working.
That's okay. We'll see if Chris remembers whether she's won it or not.
I mean, just a quick scan through it. I don't see it. So I think it's legit.
Chris Jones is our Big Loot winner, which usually she's got an order placed. So, and if she hasn't yet, I'll probably message her and say, "Hey, you won," in case you're not in here still, because I haven't seen a comment from her yet.
All right, I already got her springtime picture ready.
Okay, let's see it. Oh, love it.
Chris Jones hanging out at the park.
Do you do better doodles for the big giveaway than you do the trivias?
I don't know. Sometimes I just hold on to them, but I think Pam is kind of. I mean, sorry, Peggy is kind of asked me to notch it up. So the doodles match the trivia.
Oh, I mean,
So
it
I might
makes
have to take a little
sense.
more time preparing that.
Sure.
But
Let
maybe
me
I'll
get
maybe I'll take that challenge.
so Chris won the Big Loot giveaway. Okay. Are you guys ready to see my little area here before
Great, I'm
we
ready.
show
I
our
gotta take a
look?
tour. I need to take a tour also.
Okay. I should probably
You can
like
minimize me off of there now.
add my phone in at some point. Let me there we go. Hey. Oh, I know. Yeah. But it's a little difficult from where I have to be. Okay. This should work. I mean, it's a little close up, but we're okay. This good. Oh, of dumping it in the bag. I mean, we could do that. But then I have to take this out again, and it's just the way that I have it set up. I'll probably do that after. That way, the people that, yeah, they want to see what it looks like on before they hop on. Thanks. Thanks. I could probably, let me open that up a little bit, and I wonder if that'll bring in some of the color. No? I just don't want to be as bright as I am. Oh well. We'll just set those again. Or look like an angel. All right. We'll put our first one on. And this one's the green one, and then I'll show you guys get the stupid thing clasped. I'm gonna bring it up a little bit higher and just clasp it into the chain. Maybe. There we go. It usually doesn't take me very long to do that. Okay. I have to look at it from this way so I can make sure that it's laying straight. Beautiful. I'll make sure I get back to comments here too so I can see what you guys think of the first. Oh, I can zoom, can't I? Oh, yes. First necklace. This is a little shorter than what the chain was on for it. So it can go lower if needed or wanted. And like take that off so you guys can see what it looks like. Just blue. Beautiful. And then we'll show you guys what the other one looks like. I don't have chain on this, so I'm just gonna have to hold it up. It's a little harder to see. We need to scoot this way. I'm liking the full brass look though. It's a little hard to see the flake on the blue. I should have just added more flake, you guys. I think that's my issue. I don't think it's my background. I think it's the flake. Just not enough flake. Jeez. Can I get like, yeah. I think that's my issue. I just need to add more flake. I don't know why my exposure is doing what it's doing. Oh, I think I bent my wire too much. There we go. Yeah, it's a little hard to see the flake, but I kind of like it without the green down there. Kind of like it just as it is. Maybe it's just because I'm wearing blue. That's probably what it is. Okay, let's do our little cluster. Just put that behind me. What do you guys think of the cluster? Still fairly new to cluster designs, but I really love that. Turn it this way a little bit. What do you guys think of the cluster? You guys, that's I have to get down low here for a second because whoa. This is not something I would typically wear, but after seeing it on, whoa. That's just absolutely stunning. And you guys, like the 3D charms there, they flip, they can go to either side and it's beautiful. And I love that the coin chain is staying positioned exactly how I had it designed. Side to side. Oh, this might be my favorite, you guys. Like actually might be my favorite. This one has surprised me the most. For sure. Okay. Getting that off. And then so we did both our necklaces. We don't have any bracelets for today, so then it's just the ear wires. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Peggy said the last necklace is her favorite. Candy said it's the necklace that I had just made. Okay, bye, Kat. She said beautiful designs, but she's got to hop off because she's got work. Lisa loved the last necklace. Janet's was the resin necklace, was her favorite. I'm gonna get these earrings up here. Hi, Cindy, with your heart. Love you too. We can do a little hearty heart. Let's see. We got anybody else? That's what I said. Nice loot, Chris. For the giveaway, I just need to stick this in my ear. It's a lot easier just to stick it in and then show it. Oh, if it'll fit. Okay. I think Uncle Doug's doodles are considered collectibles now because there's so many. He's laughing over there because there's so many people that save them and like pin them up on their boards and things because they're fun. Okay, there we go. Trying to get a good side view. Do I have to turn this way? I do. Turn this way. There we go. Okay. Trying to give you a good side view there. You will have to watch the replay, Lynn. That one's way prettier when it's on. Janet loves the coin chain. Other Janet loves the resin. I love having so many people with the same name. It's so fun. Sherry loves it. We love you. Okay. But yeah, this one, stunning. And hopefully my skin clears up soon. Hopefully. Okay. So we have two versions here of this last pair of earrings. I'm gonna show you guys what the long looks like on and what the shorter looks like on. Because I know some people really love those just super long. Some people even wear earrings that are longer than where their shoulders hit. And we need to get some of that exposure out there so we can see it. Okay. Can I zoom? I need to go this way. Okay. Those are phenomenal. I'm a big fan of those, and they do come at a shoulder length if you're not going to clip those ball chains. Now, if you clip the ball chain, then you're going to be dealing with something more like this. And it really depends on how long your neck is too. So this one's like right above for the shorter length, and then like it hits right here for the longer length. I'm just gonna do this. I get self-conscious about my face being so close up. I'm just gonna hold my hand there, be like cute. There we go. Adorable. Swingy, swingy. Love it. Beautiful, gorgeous, in love with what we did today. I think that's all that I have to show though for design wise, but I'm really thinking about just throwing that cluster necklace back on and taking that home. I can't tell you guys how surprised I am with how that just lays. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do it. Don't forget to thumbs up and like videos too. I know you guys did that for the Big Loot giveaway already, but you guys loving and reacting, commenting, everything, anything that you can do to interact with our lives helps push our lives to other people since our reach is very, very low at the moment. All right. I think that's all I have for you. And yeah, Corian's taking this one home. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks for your inspiration for the resin work, too. She said, great class. Thank you. Well, thank you, Lisa, because your inspiration is just out of this world. And I really love seeing all the posts that you make in DIY with Vintage. And that should encourage other people to post in DIY with Vintage as well. Like, post what you've made. If you have any questions, like, hey, how do I use this piece? Or how do I drill through resin? How do I hole punch through resin? How do I do this? How do I do that? And you're going to have so many people on that or in that group that are willing to help you and give you advice and even just compliment just your designs in general. Cindy, I am leaning towards the all brass necklace, although the green is also it's beautiful also. I do love the earrings, both hard to decide. I am with you on the green necklace. I think it just looks the green looks a little wonky on the blue, but if it were like this, this would be stunning to have the green on. The blue, it's like but this will take the green because this is going to be dulled out, right? So we'll take the green on the dark brown colors, but then on the bright bold colors, we'll go more with the natural brass look. Kind of my thought. Oh, you're so sweet, Kathy. I'm glad that you loved the video now, though. She goes, anyway, I'm ineligible because she's won already. So it's okay, though. Anything that you guys to do to help us, we will do everything we can to help you. All right. Does Uncle Doug want to come back on, or does he want to come over here and say bye? Okay, Uncle Doug's going to come over here then. That way we can say bye on just one screen, and then we're going to send you on your way. Did Jean say what she has planned for Friday? What do Jean and Ainsley have planned for Friday? Do you know? Okay. Okay. All right. Well,
I'm too big.
I know this thing is like, so I can't like move it anywhere with how it's set up. So anyway, stay tuned for what Jean and Ainsley have for on Friday. You can visit the Facebook page that'll have all of the updates, so on and so forth. Like if you're just curious about when our classes are, pop on over there and then you'll get notifications. Mark that you're going on the events, you'll get a notification then. He's like turning me around. But you'll get a notification either way. He's like pushing me out of the screen. He's like, here you go. I'm gonna take the show. Yeah. Oh, don't say hey back though, or else Aunt Nancy's gonna beat you up. All right. I think that's all I have though. Thanks so much for joining us for the live today, and we'll see you Friday.